guest. Ladies, you love him. You know him. You've been seeing him on the internet. Stories of our mama ata clarify kama anapenda wa mama only. Ama gender is not age. Age is not an issue. Wait. Anyway, Maina Mind, thank you so much for coming onto our show.
Well, here I am. Thank you for having me, guys.
Yeah.
Ladies, I feel suddenly safe and very much at home. So
Okay.
I'll take my seat and be comfortable.
But before we get into it, we want to know, where did the Maina Mind come from before we draw conclusions? And yes.
That's an interesting. I was actually rejected.
Oh no.
Yeah, I was going through like a hard moment.
Oh no.
And then I had this epiphany that rejection is just a thing of life. Redirection.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean that you're not good enough. So I literally went home that day after, feeling sad, wrote it down, recorded a video, and put it as a video journal. And then I looked at that video because I just bought a camera for my 20th birthday, and I was like, this video actually looks really good. Let me add a soundtrack and then post it.
Yeah.
Just
And
like
that's
that.
it.
Took a life of its
Suddenly, every other content I'd been trying to create about me being funny and whatnot was not going anywhere. This one just took off. And that's how Maina Mind was born.
Awesome.
Your voice has always been such a thing of beauty.
Yeah.
And I remember even the very first time I met you and we had a conversation.
Yeah.
I was just like, wow, how is his voice so mesmerizing? And you'd always wanted to be like on radio or doing something
Yes,
big like
yes,
on TV.
yeah.
I remember there was a podcast you were doing back in the
Yes.
day. This is Kitambo, I
Yes,
say.
this is wow.
So I'm just like, your voice has been such a mesmerizing thing and you've honed it in such a beautiful way. So how did you feel like this is the channel? It's blown up, but that's one video. You
Yeah.
know, oftentimes you were like, okay, that blew up. Let me try like 50,000 other
Yeah,
different
yeah,
things.
yeah.
Why did you feel like this is where you wanted to just like channel and keep going?
That's a very good question. And to be honest with you, it was the easiest thing to do. That's how I knew. And it told me something that sometimes, and I think people are still, like us, people who have been used to, you have to work hard for things to work out. Sometimes success can be easy. And that's not a bad thing. Like, do what feels easy to you. If you think about it, when we were meeting, I used to do like Flacco style kind of content.
Absolutely.
All hail to that guy, because that's a lot of work. You think about different characters, you change, you do. And I used to get tired after doing one video. I'm like, I don't want to do this again. And I post it, no one acknowledges. This one is just me, seated in my room, a ring light, a camera, seated in a studio when clients ask. We have to book studios and lightings. But it's just me, camera, ring light, and I'm speaking from my heart.
Yeah.
The easiest, I can sit down, create 10 of those and put them out. So when it felt easy to me and it felt natural, it felt like this is something I'll watch and I'll enjoy. Because remember, I started as video journals. It was for me to remind myself in future, in case this happens again, just click on this video. And I still do that till now. So when it felt easy and when it was natural to me.
And we say art imitates life.
Yes.
And your character on screen is interesting. You all have seen him on Single Kiasi.
Yes.
So sometimes do you meet people and they're unable to distinguish the difference between me in person and my character, and also your content online, because sometimes it does get sensual. It gets a little bit spicy. So do you meet people and then able to distinguish that these are two different people, these are separate entities? And how do you navigate that? Or is it just, this is who I am, accept me now?
Again, good question. I do get, I haven't met someone in person. Most people in person would be like, hey Richie, I know you from the show, good job. But the way you're doing to us, our mamas, well.
Exactly.
But in my DMs, people actually have had, I call them plan Bs, in case life throws me somewhere else. I know.
You have a whole folder.
I actually get decent women, calling them decent because I still have my respects, old enough to be my mother. Like, I like your show. I watched it, and I was, someone once told me, I'm going to Diani this weekend.
Do you want to come?
And I'm just thinking, I just want to spoil you. All I need is your sugar.
Oh, damn.
And I was like,
Oh, damn.
this is real.
Yeah.
So I think the closest I've experienced it to reality is that, and even on Twitter, people saying, you know, I was right here, like young guys coming to me and like, bro, like I know how that
I
feels.
understand that.
I know, and I'm like, yeah, I'm just
But you
acting.
embodied that
cool.
role, and
You
congratulations.
really do, and so flawlessly too. I am still curious on how did you get into the creative space? How did it start?
Creative space, man, it started at a dark time when I was transitioning between high school and campus. I didn't know what I wanted to do. I just knew I wanted, previously it was law, and then I didn't perform well enough to do law, so I had to do journalism, which I practice even now. So it was that awkward stage. So I remember I had some savings, got myself a guitar with the help of my auntie, and then I just started doing everything creative, because when I was younger, I was very expressive. I had to go back to when I used to dance to Mr. Nice. And I'm like, I used to enjoy this. Now this is me thinking about going to corporate and whatnot. Let me just try to channel this. So I remember signed up myself. I had savings again. I signed up myself for acting classes back then, not knowing how it would come to this, because I'd gone to 1,000 auditions and I wasn't good enough. So I thought, what if I actually invest in it? Did acting classes, went to many auditions which never worked out, and then just got a nice phone, started recording videos that would make me laugh until they started getting tiresome, and then now I transitioned into Maina Mind. So it was a channel of expression, because I was really, I wouldn't say depressed, but I was in a depressive state where I was super confused. Like, okay, what do I do? People have it figured out. I'd even applied to a university that's not in Nairobi just so that I can
You
escape.
can get out of here.
And then when they called me, I was like, actually, the opportunities I'm looking for in terms of creativity are here. So I had to intertransfer to Kenyatta University. And then that's a whole hub of creativity. So I joined the theater there, and it was just me finding my voice again. I knew I wanted to be here now, but it was, how do I figure that path out?
Wow.
And how has the reception been? And have you had a moment where you felt like, you know, I am living my purpose. This is what I was meant to do. Just like confirmation after so many doubts, so many auditions, and that hardship of finding yourself. And then just a confirmation moment, you're like, things are working out. I'm where I'm supposed to be right now.
Yes, I think there are always those moments. And the irony of life is that you get there, and then you do it for a while, and then it challenges you to change that again. So I have been through those moments where I feel like, oh my goodness, I feel goosebumps. And then you realize, okay, we can't just keep it online. Let's do live shows. Oh my goodness, I feel goosebumps. And you realize, okay, I've been talking so much about love and affirmation. Let's do Thirsty Thursday. And we start channeling that, and it's like, oh my goodness, this is, you know. And again, that was just a tool to channel a side of me that I was not expressing, because I was in a long distance relationship. So I needed, like I was doing it long. I have been doing it.
Actually, somebody said,
The doing
it looks
it.
like he could talk you through it. And I'm like,
That was that, for me.
practicing,
For
the
me, that's a
practice doing
channel.
it,
It's like, okay, I can't express this side of myself now. So how can we use poetry to do it? And then I started writing, and I was like, let's record this. And then now it's challenging you, because there's a very thin line between, when you're doing those sensual pieces, there's a very thin line between sounding disgusting,
Yes.
cringe
And
Perverted.
you know, and actually sounding, oh, this is safe and nice, or, you know.
I like this.
So yeah, so it's a challenge. Again,
really
it's
is.
like life excites you that way, and it's just about how can we stretch that even more.
And do you have drafts that you're holding back just for
Oh,
that
100%. There are drafts I'm just like, these ones need to be performed personally
Yeah.
to the person that is actually,
To whom it is
but,
intended.
you know, yeah.
But like ultimately, of course, you said you have so many creative outlets now, and I know for sure. It's a two-part question. Who is your inspiration in all of this? And number two, what are these shows that you're doing that you want people to actually now physically come? Because you have an outlet now.
Yes.
So, who is your inspiration, and then what are these things that you're doing?
Yeah, so from the beginning, the style, I will speak to the style of my content. There's so many people inspiring, but what I'm doing now, I hadn't seen it being done here. But there was a there's a personality I follow online. His name is Matthias J. Baker. You may know him. When I started, not many people knew him, but he's a psychologist. He would do the same style of content, but from a professional kind of
advice-y type
mental
energy.
space. I was like, this is so cinematic. I want to recreate it and sort of just mirror that. So for two reasons. I want to express myself, but I also want to see all these casting directors who think I cannot act. I want to show them, because a lot of what I do also is in express. It's a performance.
Absolutely.
And that's how Single Cassie came through, by the way, because someone just DM'd me. They were like, you have this
Presence,
enchanting thing that I just want. Could you do some lines for us? And that's why I got the role for Single Cassie.
Okay.
So that was my inspiration. But again, in there's so many actors involved. There are many poets that now I had to learn about, and people are like, oh, you're a good poet. And I was like, oh, what I do is poetry. So then it came now to the live shows. So the live shows, I have to give credit to Abel Mutua, because he once called me to his show, and he was like, you know, just come experience. And I remember living there and feeling, I want to do this.
Yeah.
Like where you can just see your community in the same room.
Actual response.
Yes. And we did. I think in 2022 we had our first one, which was to 100 people. We thought 20 would come.
What?
Yeah. In
Five
fact, we
times
had
that.
to close that pay bill. Like, oh my goodness, people are still booking. And we have a tiny space. They had to get extra seats. So we did that to 100 people. And then the second one to 250. The third one to 400.
Kept growing.
Now we are thinking of 500, 600. So our next one will be on the 8th of June. And it has just been a sprays. The beauty about this is that you see people who come, and these are the people who comment, and they're not artists. They're people who have we have had people who attended a show for the first time, or a show, because my audience also have realized they're introverted.
Yes.
They're people who love depth. So they don't engage unless they think this is something worth engaging. And that's beautiful to experience live, because these are people who are just vouching for you. So,
Rooting for you.
yeah, that's how it started.
Exciting.
But
But even
about the the upcoming
but
show.
even the upcoming show. Sorry, yes, continue.
So yeah, the upcoming show, June 8th, which will also be on my birthday.
Oh, happy birthday in advance.
Yes, I'll be turning a year older. I tell people I'm 30, but in case you're trying to give me a job, I'm 25 biologically.
Kijana mchanga.
So yeah, I'll be turning 25. So it will be on the 8th of June. It's our fourth one. It's called the Love Bomb edition. It explores love from all extremes, the good and the bad. So that will be interesting. At the 8th of June at Jane Bavan. And tickets are now. Advance tickets are going now. We sold out the early bird tickets.
Okay.
So the advance tickets are now. So if anyone wants to come, get them.
How do they
We'll see.
contact you? How do they get the tickets?
Good,
Where on
good
socials?
question. Why am I forgetting this? So Maina Mind is my page, Maina Mind, if you want to get your ticket. The tickets are at www.madfund.com. So if you go there, just get your ticket. We have student tickets, we have regular, and we have VIP.
Okay.
Previously, we just used to have regular, but we figured there are people,
They're
students,
different.
the students would want to come, so can get that at a more affordable rate. So www.madfund.com. Or you
But
can just
if they
DM
come to your
us.
socials, there's a link in the
Yes,
bio.
just go
Okay.
to our socials at Maina Mind, whether it's on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, wherever you are. Go there and see. You'll find the link very easily.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for, sharing that with us. I got to see you in real life. I haven't met you before. So I was just like, this is so nerve-wracking. Yeah. But thank you so much for showing up. And June 8th, you know where we're going to be at. So please show up. Get to see him in person. He is much better looking. The cameras don't do him justice. That light in his studio is not doing
What
what's
you
supposed
doing?
to
What
be
you
doing.
doing? What you trying to say?
I'm just
Are you
playing.
busy
He's a
after this?
handsome.
No, I'm
Hands
not.
down.
I am free.
He's a
It's not even
hands-on.
raining.